This video is for Robert, who asked about a way to carry his umbrella as he walks his dog. Now you could also modify the system so you can carry things as a backpack. This is a real simple setup. I have the handle of my umbrella attached to a loop, and then I have a little leather toggle here that slides up and down. And if I go to the other side of the umbrella, I have the same setup. But is there a knot we can tie to slip up and down like this little leather toggle here? I'm going to show it to you, but before I do, if you'd like to support my channel, you can pick up some cord at my shop, awesomeforsale.com, and any rope or cord ordered this month will get 8 of these free leather toggles included with your order. Now they're not just for storing rope. Let me show you what else you can use them for. They work well if you're making a bracelet and you want to have a little adjuster there. Maybe you wouldn't use a hatchet on your rucksack, but if you did, it would stay on there just fine. All right, we're going to use some Pararescue. If I take my cord and I go left over right, I get a simple overhand knot, okay? Now, if I were to do that twice, watch what happens. Left over right once, and I'm going to go twice. And as I pull this tight, you see this loop starts to coil around the cord, okay? Now watch what we're going to do. We're going to do it 3 times. Left over right. We're going to go once, twice, and 3 times, okay? And now I'm going to pull this tight. Watch what happens. The cord starts coiling around, and we want to go until right there, right? You see here how we have these 2 turns going around our knot? On the back side, we have a single turn. Watch what we'll do. I'll grab out my trusty marlin spike here to show you. On the side where I have the 2 turns, I have this little cross section here, and I want to split that open, okay? Use my marlin spike to open it up. And when we open it up, what we see is that single side on the back, okay? Now what we'll do, we have a window on each side. Let's open that up nice. Same thing on this side, open it up nice, okay? And I'll show you again because I know we're kind of messy here. But with these 2 windows, this is where I'm going to thread my cord through. There we go. And now I'll pull this tight. And when I pull this tight, there we go, I get myself a little toggle. That's going to create plenty of grip onto my cord here. But I want even more, so what I'll do is I'll just pull this side and pull it down. This side, I'll grip the cord and I'll pull the knot into itself. There we go. Then I'll do it both at the same time. Okay. Now we have a super strong toggle that's gripping onto our rope. Slide it one way. There we go. Slide it the other. Okay. And what we'll want to do is trim our cord. We want to leave about 1/8 of an inch on both sides. There we go. Almost. And now I'll form a nice bead. Looking good. Same thing on the other side. Make sure you don't touch that molten paracord. It will burn you. And this thing is solid. Let me show you how strong it is. If I were to take my cord and encircle an item, maybe I'm tying it to my pack, a jacket or some rope, it would hang onto the toggle like that, and then this would be plenty to hold it in place. It will slip if I pull it hard enough, but tightening it down should be plenty holding power for a simple item like what I just described. So for example, here's my rope being stored with a little leather toggle. Okay, let's take this off. We're going to do the same thing with our paracord toggle. Let's wrap it around. There we go. And then slide it tight. Okay, let's dress this up. Yep, we still have a little more room that we can work in there. All right. Yeah, that is super tight. That is not going anywhere. And the beads on the sides kind of remind me of a bug, kind of like a praying mantis. That's what we're going to go with. We're going to tie this rope to the top of this pack, all the way airborne to my fellow paratroopers. So here's the top of my pack, and the rope is going to sit right on top. I'm going to use the loops right here on the sides to tie it in. I already have my toggle set up, ready to slide back and forth. It's on there really tight. Now what I'm going to do is slide it down one side of the webbing and then right back up on the other side. Okay, there we go. pull this open. I'm going to slide this in already. Okay, and now my rope is going to go right through here. There we go. You can see we're tied in either side. And then here's my slide. Down. There we go. Throw my rope down, throw this over. I'll slide it underneath. Bring it in. Throw it over, tighten it up. And then I'll slide this down. All right. Now I don't particularly like these strands just dangling there. So what I'm going to do is pull it open, and I'm going to move this and slide it over. So I'll push and pull so it slides over to the side. All right, there we go. Now I'll slide it down. And I'm going to hide this right behind the webbing that I started with. There you have it, tied into the pack, and it's very simple to remove. And when it's time to deploy my rope, I'll just pull out the strands, I'll release the toggle, and that will give me enough slack so that I can just pull out my rope. There we go. Other side. There we go. Let me show you that whole thing one more time. Left over right. I'm going to go through once, and then twice, and then 3 times. And then as I pull this tight, you see it starts to coil around. We want to go until we get right there. We see those 2 turns right on top. On the back, we have that one centered in the middle. Let's flip it back over. In between these 2 turns, we have these 2 sections of cord. That is what we want to split apart. Okay, I'll split that apart. And then I see that single strand right there in the back. We'll keep these 2 windows on either side. And then this is what I'll thread my cord through. Let's pull this tight. And when I pull this tight, I want to push the knot into the toggle. Same thing on the other side. Push the knot into the toggle. There we go. And this one I'm actually going to make special. I'm going to take my cord and I'll bring it together. Then I'll trim it at equal length. Now this is a trick you can do with paracord. It has to be freshly cut paracord. If you try to do this with cord that's already been melted or fused, it's not going to work. It has to be freshly cut. Okay, there we go. I'll take these and I'll bring them together. And then I'll just hold them until they solidify. But now with this ring, I have a little handle that I can use as a pull. Now up top here, my cord is all twisted up. And so what we want to do is bring the cord all the way down. As we get it down to the bottom, we want to try to pull and twist out any upsets in the braiding. And now for this other side, we're going to do the same overhand knot that we did, a triple overhand knot, 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll pull it tight, and this will give us a little barrel knot that you can use as another little grip. There it is. And back to the beginning, what you could do is make a big loop out of this paracord and add a toggle to each side. And then you have what we started with, which is this loop with the leather toggles at either end for our umbrella. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Again, pick up your cord and get 8 free toggles at my shop, OzForSale.com, through the month of March.